Hello and bonjour from Ottawa, Canada. I'm on a business trip, so I'm staying at the beautiful Fairmont Chateau Laurier, and I hope I'm saying that right. My French accent is horrible. Sorry, but I wanted to make a video today to talk about live-work balance and also about loss. So recently, I've had losses in 3 of my 5 root areas of life. I had a loss in a friend root. One of my friends of 40 years passed away. I had a loss in my relationship partner root. And I also felt a loss in my family root. So the 2 other roots are health and fitness, which I feel great, which is nice, and friends, which have really been the biggest support system to me that I have really needed through this time. So what happened was when these 3 losses were crashing in on me, and believe me, 1 loss is enough to, you know, um, distract you from your day-to-day life, from, accomplishing things, because there's a certain amount you need to process. And staying focused on work is a tough thing. It can also be a bit of relief because it can take your mind a little bit off of it for a little while, but it's good to process through the different stages of grief and not just work all the way through them. And regarding loss, I think that it's really important to do a check-in for where you are. If you have lost anything, it can be a pet, it can be a home, it can be a job, it can be a person. There's so many different types of losses. And there are 5 stages of grief. It's good to get to know them. And I did a journaling exercise I want to share with you. What I did was I basically listed each of the losses and I went through where I'm at with the 5 different stages because they're not linear. So I may feel a certain amount of denial and disbelief that this happened. I may feel a bit of anger that it happened. I can feel some bargaining and negotiation around, well, could I have done something different, better? I can, have some acceptance ultimately, and that's, what I'm working towards. But there are 5 stages of grief to learn about, and know where you are in the process and just move through them. Don't deny them because they will stay there like an open wound, and it takes processing through them in order to, clean them out and ultimately heal from them. It doesn't mean that you're going to not miss that person or situation. It doesn't mean that they're any less important to you when you come to an acceptance around it. It just simply means that you've worked through the stages of grief and you're in a more healed and, let's just say, less intense place emotionally. I like to look at loss like riding waves. Waves of grief are really hard to weather. And the more gracefully you can move through them doesn't mean that you're just staying composed the whole time. You can have a huge crashing wave where, you're sobbing and uncontrollably, or it's an angry cry or whatever. And you can all the way through to having, just a moment of memory that just brings a little tinge of sadness, which would be like a little bit more rolling wave or, gentle wave. So kind of identify what wave you're riding and just observe. I picked up this great book, which I've read a few times, but I really felt like I needed to review it again, and it's called The Untethered Soul. And it helped me remember that a lot of what's happening in me are just thoughts. And if I can get through into an observer mode with my thoughts, that I can balance them a lot more, and I can, create a little bit of distance from the intensity of the pain. Now, I started the video talking about live-work balance because all of this is going on, all this processing while I have one of the most demanding work schedules of my career, and challenges with different areas. And it's very difficult to, handle those things in a resourceful way with the grief, in me, because I can get more frustrated easily. I can, feel less motivated. So what I wanted to share with you is to look at the 5 roots of your life and recognize, even when 3 of the 5 are challenged, like me, there's other roots that are doing well. It's really important to recognize that although things are bad, don't make them worse than they are. That I felt like, wow, although work is really stressful for me right now, I'm really grateful that it's there. It gives me financial security. It gives me something else to focus on. I'm serving the needs of others. There are a lot of needs that get met when the career route or the work route is doing well. And then my health and fitness and my friends, it's amazing how when I ask for help, I receive it. I think that I've cultivated relationships that are stepping up in every way for me. And I've had other videos where I've talked about friendships and the investment in those and the benefits of having those. And sometimes I talk about it being just, as far as growing and, doing fun things together and being able to connect over things. But when you are experiencing a loss, they are immensely important to have a network, a safety net going through life. They are loving and want the best for you. And so I highly recommend spending time, cultivating those friends and family relationships to be supportive of you during the hard times and ask for help when you need it. Work through the stages of grief. Look at the roots that are doing well so you don't just focus on the ones that aren't. And call in resources, whether it be friends, books like I mentioned with The Untethered Soul, professional therapy, journaling, nature. Those are all available to you, and many, many more tactics. So I'd like to end this video by inviting you to share any tactics that have worked for you for balancing your life, especially during a loss. And it doesn't have to be during a loss. It can be at all times. We all need balance. I think overwhelm is very common this day and age. And so I want to talk about it. I want to find out, what is working and be able to share that with others. So I welcome you to join me in doing that with the comments below. And please subscribe, like everything on my channels, because I plan to deliver even more content to you as I, witness some of the things that are really important to share. So thank you for your time and attention, and I look forward to the next video. Take care.